Hey everyone, Chelsea here from So Simple Home. Today's project is one you can use year-round. It is a super fun project. It's one that I use pretty much all the time. We are making a mason jar lid cover. So it is like a little hat, if you will, with an elastic on the outside edges that fits right over a mason jar. It's super cute. This is really great for a lot of things. I use mine for my sourdough starter. So if you are into sourdough, this is a great way to cover your jar as your sourdough is being fed and leaving on your countertop. I also use this when I want to give a mason jar as a gift to someone, whether I'm gifting them sourdough or whether I'm putting in like a cookie mix, or if I'm giving them maybe Epsom salts or a body scrub or something like that. You can make these fun little jar covers to go over the mason jar. So you'd put your lid on here with your lid in your ring, and then you just put this on top to just add a fun little festive twist to it. Now, you don't necessarily have to do the elastic. I grew up and my mom would just cut squares with her pinking shears and put them underneath the jar rim, and it was fun. But this is just another take on that. So we are going to make a fun festive Christmas one because a lot of times people will gift things in jars at Christmas, especially to friends or neighbors or teachers. You might put a fun baking mix in here or fill it with candy or treats. And you can add just a little something to the top that can be reused, but is also really fun and inexpensive. So I have this material. It says Happy Holidays, Peace on Earth, All is Bright, Merry and Bright, Silent Night, Holy Night. It's just really cute, fun, simple but festive material. I have a 1/4 of an inch elastic. This is 6 inches. And then I have my mason jar cover pattern piece. And if you want this, the link's down in the description. It'll take you over so that you can get your own copy of the jar lid cover. Now this is on the fold and it says that on the pattern. So it's just half of the circle. That just saves a little bit of time and energy. So I already have kind of a fat 1/4 here of material. I'm folding it in half once, and then I'm going to fold it in half twice. And then I'm going to place my mason jar template over the top of that. So you are going to need to cut out 2 of these because it is a reversible lid cover, right? It goes both directions. So if you didn't want to use the exact same material, you for sure could pick some different fabric for the opposite side. You could do a Christmas fabric on one side and fall fabric on the other. Or you could do, spring and summer fabric and then a fall winter fabric, or however you want to do it. But I just have my 2 pieces there. Fun little nutcracker, mittens, and elf. They're just super fun. I like this one with the nutcracker. All right, so now we're going to sew them together. So I have 2 pieces. I'm going to put them both together. I am just going to put 2 pins in just to keep my circle from moving around. And I'm going to put 1 pin at the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start about right here, stitch all the way around at a 1/4 an inch and end here so that I'm leaving an opening. And that opening is where I'll turn it right side out. Now I am stitching just at about a 1/4 of an inch. So pretty much right on the edge of my material. Got my string stuck in here. So I'm stitching at 1/4 inch, which means that my material lines up with the edge of my presser foot. And I'm just stitching all the way around. When I get to the opposite side here, I stop, back stitch, and cut my threads. So it looks a little bit like that. Take my little iron and press it. Now this is a curved edge. You could go around and clip all the way around just to allow for things to lay a little bit flatter. It's not really as necessary on this project because we are going to put elastic in it. So it will take some of that need for the ease away. I'm going to turn it all right side out. I'm going to use my wooden dowel to kind of push those curves all the way around. And then I'm going to continue those curves where my little opening was. Add a little bit of heat to it, just so those raw edges will stay inside. Okay, kind of looks like that. So I still have this opening. Now I'm going to make a casing for this elastic. So that means I'm going to stitch about 1/2 inch away from the edge of my circle all the way around, not leaving any opening, just an entire circle all the way around. So on the edge of your presser foot, there are little lines, and you can use that as your gauge and line up your material to the edge of one of those, and then just follow it all the way around. Now I'm using 1/4 inch elastic, so I only need just over 1/4 inch of a casing. So this should be plenty of space for that casing. So it looks kind of like that. So I've got my outside edge that I've sewn and flipped, and then this inside. And now I'm going to thread my elastic through my cover. So I have my opening, and I'm just going to thread all the way around. I like to use, I'm going to pin this end just because it is kind of short. I don't want it to get lost in there. I always use a safety pin to thread my elastic, but that's just me. You can use something else. A lot of people have bodkins and they like to use those. Safety pin works just as good. Okay, so I'm at the end here. See how fast that went? I love these little projects when I don't have to do a lot with my casing. All right, now you can stitch these together. I am actually going to tie them because sometimes elastic likes to unsew itself, and if I can tie it real tight, that helps. And now I'm going to stitch this edge, just forward and back stitch to help them stay together. So there's my knot and my stitch, and now I can kind of work that around. Okay, so it kind of looks like a little hat. Okay, last thing we're going to do, I'm going to move my elastic so that my knot is already in the casing here. And then I'm going to open this where I haven't stitched yet, where I haven't closed it off. And I'm going to close it off with just a little top stitch. So I'm just going to put it in my machine, stitch forward and back, and then go across until I get all the way to the other side where the opening was. Super simple. And just redo all my elastic here so everybody is nice and stretched. And now let's get our jar. And we can add our jar lid cover. Look at our cute little nutcracker there. It says most wonderful time of the year, the Christmas tree. You can turn it inside out. This side says let it snow. It's got a little elf. So you could potentially cut this out so you had the exact design you want on the center. But I like this side personally. And now you fill it up with all your treats to give to your neighbors or friends, with your sourdough start, with candies that you've made. Fill it with trinkets or treats that your children or grandchildren enjoy and love. And it has this fun little festive cover for the top. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. This is a really quick, fast one and a great way just to upgrade your mason jars for the holiday season. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next video.